Any more questions, comments?
Yeah, I seem to remember when I was there, we had, we were given a pay raise. We were getting 50 cents more a day than we did.
Yeah, you were per diem.
Yeah. If you're only making $79 a month, that's a big pay.
Yeah, well, that's another $15 a month.
Yeah, I was in the Air Force, went there in '66, and I had to have a passport to go over there. Yeah, somebody mentioned the passport, because they didn't even announce that we were there then.
Yeah, well, see, the Marines went back in again in '62. They had a whole regimental landing team, I think, in there at Udorn. That, again, was just some more saber rattling. Nobody accomplished anything. You just went in and sat around, fought the mosquitoes for about 90 days and then left. So you had to have a passport as an Air Force man in 60, what year?
66, 67, mostly
66,
67.
Amazing.
And that was,
That's after the war had
right.
started, right? So much of this, pardon my French, bullshit is all based on politics. The unfortunate thing is, a lot of times it gets people hurt. Come on, somebody else can have a question or a comment or related experience. Yes, sir.
When was the base closed? Anyone know when the base was closed?
Well, it kind of operated off and on, I guess, from '61 on up to '65 when things got hot, and then I guess the Air Force came in and force and really, I don't know if you've seen any aerial photos of what it looks like now, but it's humongous. And I think the Thai Air Force uses it now. The Marine Corps kind of closed out of it in October, November of '61, when they turned everything over to Air America. And then they went back in, I guess it was May or June of '62, there was something going on in Laos, and they thought, well, we'll put a whole bunch of Marines right here in Udorn and scare them. But I don't know if that accomplished anything. And then the Marines came out, and I guess the Thais had it again until 65, and I don't know who owned it, but the U.S. Air Force used it pretty hard in Vietnam. I guess you guys were there to verify that. A lot of traffic in and out of there. Something I didn't know until I started getting some of this correspondence from Dave Wiggins, I didn't realize you guys have been hit by sappers twice. And 26 July '68, and just curbs it when people shoot at me.
Colonel, that group team that we put on for was for the ambassador of the United States, Ambassador Young, and that was the 4th of July weekend. And we stayed, 3 of us stayed with the Secretary of SEAL, and it was really nice about, being a grunt, and you're always in a foxhole or something like that. Well, here, when they brought us into their house, I mean, you had maids, you had servants, and when they served us, you had the high back chairs, and this is the first time you're eating out of plates, and so forth. And then the thing that was funny is that we didn't know how to, all the utensils they had there, and then when they served, when dinner, lunch was ready, they, like NBC, ding dong, ding, trying to figure what's that? And that was to tell us that lunch was served now. So we would come and sit in these high back chairs and all. So we're sitting down there, we're looking at each other now, but you had 14 forks, 40 knives and all that, and we didn't know what to do. So one of the guys from Texas, Gallagher, it was a finger bowl as we found out. So he starts drinking out of it. So they're laughing at us, so I'm thinking, wow, what an idiot. So they had a nice pineapple right there, and I wanted to see which pineapple, so I pick it up, and the bottom was cut, all the pineapple falls out of the floor, so those people were really laughing at us. So then the Secretary of SEAL comes in, he says, well, I know how you Marines like to go out and party, I'm not gonna go out, so our driver's gonna take you around. So we're driving in a Mercedes, he's taking us all around, and we felt bad, we're having a good time, drinking and all that, so we got the idea, let's bring him in. So after the night, I was driving the Mercedes, and he was in the back seat, he didn't know where he was. We're trying to figure out how to get back home. So I said, are you sure you don't So we had to stop the Thai police to tell us how to get home and all that, so they escorted us back there with the guy in the back of the driver. So that trip to Bangkok was a nice trip with us, but I think that we, but I knew about the finger bowl after that.
Ever have any, taxi cab races back to the base ever?
Right, we did, except for, we had this one guy, I can't think of his name now, but he was from Texas, but he was the big, heavy, sick guy. So when he got into the cab, you know how skinny the drivers are, when he sat in that in the rickshaw, it went like this. And we're laughing so hard, and then we had to always get out and try to pick him up to try to get back. So he says, you can't get on our, so he had to walk back. We had to set a Jeep back for him. So, yeah, no, we still have the races.
We used to take the drivers and put them back in.
Right, we used to take
cabs back.
right, we let them sit in the back seat and we drove them. Then we used to do that when we were on patrol and all, because we would, have the night patrol, for the MPs. And so we knew how to do all this, and so when we were relieved and we're going back, they would take us back. And we would give them the ride, let them sit down, we would pump on it. And that was an easy job to do when you first started doing it. So, but it was a good time there, and I saw the pictures on here of the basketball team. We did the same thing, and since I'm only about 5'2", and the Thai people are short people, so when they saw me coming in there and all that stuff, they were all patting me on the back and all that, because I could see them eye level and all that stuff, because the rest of the guys, they were so big, and so you almost felt like you're giving autographs and all that stuff because you were short, So, but except you didn't know what they're, how, speak with them.
Well, that picture there, Rick, was taken when Vin 10, right?
Right. So
It was up Laos.
it was
City
nice.
Republicans were from Laos.
It felt good though, because they treated you really high, especially when they played the national anthem, they put the wreaths around us, and they really showed a lot of respect for us and all, and just as we did to them. So, it was a good trip.
Thank you very much, I appreciate being able to do this, and, I wish we could have had Howard or Bill here to do it, because I'm sure they could have done a much better job and gone a little more into some of the details, but, rest assured, it was a muddy, stinky, dirty job, but we enjoyed the hell out of it.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.